Oh, that looks so good. Oh my goodness. Right now, we want to definitely dive into a different side of life because our girl Kuhle recently took a deep dive into the fascinating world of trout farming, and that's out at Three Streams.
Now, from the delicate process of egg incubation to the pristine on-growing in the Lesotho Highlands, she uncovered the intricate journey that I think takes place behind the scenes. What gets all the magic to our plate? Well, let's find out firsthand.
The Kuhle Dam is one of the largest concrete arch dams in the world. It proudly stands in the Maloti Mountains on the Madibamatso River. I'm here to experience it firsthand, not only for the breathtaking views, but to learn more about Three Streams and how they grow and harvest trout that eventually make their way to Woolworths shelves. My first impression when I saw the Kuhle Dam with the surrounding Maloti Mountains, honestly, it took my breath away. It's a combination of a powerful space, but at the same time, truly peaceful. Thank you so much for welcoming us to have this very unique experience. What made you choose Kuhle Dam in Lesotho as the base for your fish farms, and what makes it an ideal environment for raising world-class trout?
Lesotho has extremely cold winters and moderate summers. And if you look at the geography of the dam, it's kind of these long, narrow valleys to help funneling water through our sites, so bringing nice fresh water to our fish. Also, the depth of the dam, it ends up buffering your water temperature changes across different seasons, so providing a little bit more of a consistent and favorable environment for trout farming in Southern Africa. We source genetic material from states, Poland, and of course South Africa. We're selecting strains and specific sources based on what performs best in our environment and up in Lesotho. Basically, when our eggs arrive, they go into our biosecure hatchery in Franschhoek. Because we're bringing in source material from another farm, we don't want to introduce anything new onto our ground site. Once our eggs arrive in the hatchery, it takes approximately a week before they'll begin to hatch. Our fingerlings will spend about 3 months in Franschhoek. That is until they get to about 15 grams before they're transported up to Lesotho. Our transport can take approximately 30 hours from the start of loading to arrival in Lesotho. We'll supplement oxygen with oxygen bottles to kind of match the trout's demand. And we'll also have compressors that'll blow off any excess carbon dioxide and any excess oxygen. We also have monitoring systems with cameras that'll give us real-time updates on exactly what is happening in the tanks, and we can act if we see anything that we're not happy with. We will take shifts and monitor them all the way through their journey. When they get to Lesotho, it's a new environment. They need to adapt and acclimate to that environment. So we'll do it over a nice 5 to 6 hours. Once we're happy that our tanks match the dam's environment, we'll then flush them into their new homes and let them grow.
How do you monitor the water quality and surrounding conditions to ensure that the trout are raised to the highest standard?
We've got water quality stations across the dam that allows us to monitor water quality and give us real-time updates throughout the water column. We also have water quality teams that will go out in the mornings and afternoon, do water quality at each site, its control points, as well as inside of our pens before and after each feeding. That allows us to monitor and observe our oxygen consumption.
Now I see the team is currently busy. The process is already underway. I'm looking forward to learning more about how, the trout is grown and harvested.
Our harvesting process is quite simple. A portion of fish inside the cage, it gets brought closer to the edge of the cage. And then once we've got a nice crowd, we supply oxygen, and we also pump water through the crowd of that fish, just so that we reduce stress levels while we have the fish crowded together. We take the fish and put them into the anesthetic tub. It's a clove oil-based and food-grade anesthesia. Once we are happy that they've been fully sedated, then they will be taken out onto the water spraying platform that you're seeing there, whereby they will be humanely dispatched. The fish move down the pipeline into the ice slurry.
Now, how long do the trout spend in these waters before they are ready for harvesting?
We keep them for 18 months. Our main target is to harvest them at an average weight of 2 kilograms per fish.
Can you tell me more about the feeding program and what goes into the trout's diet?
Our feeding rates depend largely on the daily water quality. We've also, through the years, developed feeding charts that correlate to the temperatures and the fish weight. So in that manner, we are able to calculate the daily feeds, and then we weigh them out, and then we can administer them into the pens.
And how frequently do you carry out these harvests?
Currently, it's twice a week. Obviously, it depends on balancing the biomasses in our cages and at our sites.
The most surprising thing I learned about trout fishing today is how intricate the process is. I mean, it's not just about the fishing. It involves science, care, and precision at every single stage.
Once it's been harvested, the fish are transported to the factory. We set the ice slurries to -4 degrees Celsius, and then we maintain it there. So the second step will be the core temperature checking at the truck just before the fish leaves. And then the third step will be that since we use refrigerated trucks, we set the refrigeration to -1 degree Celsius. And then that way we are sure that at least our fish will be maintained below 4 degrees Celsius all the way from Lesotho down to Cape Town.
What really stood out the most for me is how interconnected everything is. The entire team knows that healthy water means healthy trout, and healthy trout means a sustainable business that truly caters and cares for the environment.
So I think we've seen a pretty consistent growth in demand for trout in South Africa. If you look at Three Streams 30 years ago, they were supplying 7 tons into the South African market, whereas today producing and processing about 1,500 tons. So we're seeing pretty consistent and strong growth in the SA and international market.
Thank you so much, Devin, for that incredible experience. As the day comes to an end, I have a much deeper appreciation for the care and dedication that goes into raising world-class trout right here at Gutsy Dam. It's not just about the fish, it's about sustainability, quality, as well as respect for the environment.
Wow,
Beautiful
okay.
work,
I was
eh?
wondering where the quality comes from, but now it's all making sense. Beautiful to see how this is coming together in such a sustainable way as well.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, you beautiful people. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And what a show we've had, exploring so much good conversation and so many incredible things like what we discussed earlier, where we followed Kuhle to the breathtaking Katsa Dam in Lesotho.
She explored the origins of trout farming at Three Streams Fish Farms, and now her journey continues in Franschhoek at the renowned Three Streams Smokehouse, where she'll uncover how the trout are expertly processed, as well as transformed into the premium value-add products proudly supplied by Woolworths.
We're back in South Africa, and today I'm at the Three Streams Smokehouse, situated in the beautiful Franschhoek Mountains, here to explore the processing journey and what happens once the fish have been harvested. Three Streams manages the entire value chain, from egg incubation and on growing in the Lesotho Highlands to processing and creating value-added products at their smokehouse.
We as Three Streams have been in the trout game for close to 40 years now. We started off farming in trout porter pools and smoking them in a Wendy house, can you believe it? And we sold about 7 tons in our first year. Now we're processing 1,500 tons a year, and we're the largest vertically integrated finfish aquaculture company in South Africa. We started supplying Woolworths with cold smoke products 24 years ago. We quickly became the only trout supplier and have worked closely with Woolworths to develop the category. Now we supply with about 50 Woolworths trout lines, from raw portions to fried products and skins, and everything pretty much in between.
Can you please tell us more about Woolworths' partnership with Three Streams and why you chose them as the main trout supplier?
We currently have 154 seafood suppliers in our seafood supply chains. I think it's fair to say that the Three Streams is one of the most important ones. They're more than just a supplier. They're also a sustainability partner. We've made a number of changes in the Fishing for the Future program over the past few years, and whenever we've tried something new or implemented a new piece of software or program, they've been our go-to partner for that to try it out. I think what we've established with Three Streams is this great partnership where sustainability is part of their business culture. We don't have to worry about them, and with them we can set an example for other suppliers as well.
Sustainability really is at the heart of how we work. So we source our trout from our farm up in the Lesotho Highlands. They follow the best aquaculture practices there. By sourcing responsibly, we support Woolworths' commitment to sustainability and to ensure that our customers receive responsibly sourced trout and of the highest quality possible.
Upon the arrival from Lesotho, our raw material is received into production and the gutting process starts. The filleting starts then after that, where the production guys will split it into two categories from raw to ready-to-eat products.
From the moment it arrives at our factory, our cold chain is carefully maintained. Our quality controllers on the factory floor do real-time, in-process temperature checks and quality checks. And with our regular disinfection steps throughout the process, just keeps our environment hygienic and clean. Our trout is also kept well iced throughout processing. This just locks in freshness and quality until it reaches the customer. We've introduced a number of advanced sanitizing technologies, such as UV, ozone, what allows us to achieve the highest levels of hygiene while also being gentle on the environment. All these innovations help us deliver trout that is consistently safe, good quality for Woolworths customers, and always fresh.
Why is it so important for Woolworths to support responsible and sustainable fish farming?
It all starts with the Woolworths vision to be one of the world's most responsible retailers. We're committed towards a sustainable food future and a world of well-being for everyone. Sustainability is what we do. It's in our DNA, and we've become obsessed with sustainability as well. We are a retailer reliant on natural resources, and therefore it's business critical for us as well to do sustainability. But it's also what our customers want. If I take it to seafood, seafood is some of the most sustainable food that we can buy. If you look at aquaculture specifically, it is the fastest growing food production system in the world. We live in a world that's less sustainable. We're causing or accelerating climate change, and we're running out of natural resources. Seafood offers solutions for some of these challenges, but it's important that we do it right. I think the idea now is we want all of our suppliers to be sustainability leaders, and we want all of our customers to be sustainability champions. And with Three Streams, we're getting there, and we're getting there quite quickly. Woolworths made a number of commitments 10, 15 years ago that we would only sell certified, green-rated, or seafood sourced from fisheries engaged in improvement project. And we've done really well in meeting those commitments. For aquaculture, we meet those commitments 100%, and for wild-caught seafood, it's 98.8% at the moment.
Three Streams proudly supplies Woolworths with excellent quality trout. Together, they craft award-winning products designed for you, the customer, to savor and enjoy. Shop responsible and sustainably farmed trout at Woolworths, available in-store, online, and on the app.
What a beautiful story and a gorgeous journey, right?
Yeah, absolutely love that. And I'm actually a little bit jealous that Kuhle got to be out in those ink-pick lands and just taking all that in. But grateful that she's showing us the reason as to how these fresh and flavorful fish are coming to the shop. Yeah. And especially the way that they are being responsibly and sustainably farmed all through Woolworths. So I'm going to put my hands together and say thank you very much. Obviously,
every time.
This is always available in-store, online, and on the app. So what are you waiting for? Go get your cook on and go get your health on at the same time.